All right, let's get into it. Today, we're going to break down one of the most fundamental rules in all of economics, something that really explains how businesses think. It's called the law of supply. And trust me, once you get it, you'll start seeing it everywhere, from your local coffee shop all the way up to those giant tech companies.
So, have you ever noticed this? Some new product gets really popular, and all of a sudden, it seems like it's everywhere. You know, a new phone drops and boom, it's in every single shop window. Or some new fancy pastry goes viral and suddenly every bakery on the block is making it. Well, that's not just a coincidence. It's the law of supply in action, and we're about to unpack exactly what's going on behind the scenes.
Okay, so what is this law officially? Well, here it is. The law of supply says that as the price of something goes up, the folks making it are willing to supply more of it. And on the flip side, when the price goes down, they're going to supply less. Now, there's a really important little caveat here. This all works assuming nothing else changes. We're just isolating the relationship between price and the amount produced.
Really, when you boil it all down, it's a super straightforward relationship. Price goes up, the amount supplied goes up. Price goes down, the amount supplied goes down. See? They're basically partners in crime. They always move in the same direction. It's that simple.
But why? What's the driving force behind this whole thing? Well, it all comes down to one big, powerful motivator: profit. Think about it. A higher price means a company can make more money on every single thing they sell. It's like the market is shouting, hey, over here, make more of this stuff, and you'll get paid.
Okay, all this theory is fine, but let's make it real. Let's see how this actually plays out in the real world with a simple example that I think we can all get behind: a cupcake bakery.
All right, so let's set the scene. Right now, the going rate for a cupcake is just £1. At that price, our bakery is making a profit, but it's pretty modest. They've got to cover all their costs: the flour, the sugar, the electricity, paying their staff.
And after all that, they look at the numbers and say, okay, for £1 a pop, it's really only worth our while to make about 100 of these a day.
But then, everything changes. Maybe a big baking show on TV features cupcakes, and suddenly they're the hottest thing around. Everyone wants one. Demand absolutely explodes, and that starts pushing the market price way up. So the new price settles in at £2 per cupcake. That's double what it was before. Now, if you're the bakery owner, this is just fantastic news, right? Every single cupcake you sell is now way more profitable. And what do? They respond to that price signal. They go out, they hire another baker, they fire up the ovens, and they ramp up production to 200 cupcakes a day. They're jumping on this opportunity. And there it is, right? The price went up, and the quantity they were willing to supply went up right along with it.
So, that little cupcake story? That's basically the law of supply in a nutshell. It's that simple. But of course, economists love their charts and graphs. They want to see this relationship. So how exactly do they visualize it?
Well, they start with something called a supply schedule, which sounds fancy, but really it's just a simple table like this one. It just organizes the information from our bakery. Look, it shows it plain as day. At a price of £1, they supply 100. At £2, they supply 200.
Now this is where it gets cool. When you take those points from the table and plot them on a graph, you get what's called a supply curve. And I want you to look at its shape. See how it slopes upwards from the bottom left to the top right? That upward slope, that's the visual fingerprint of the law of supply.
Okay, this brings us to a super important idea. Pay attention here. When the price of cupcakes went from £1 to £2, the bakery didn't invent a whole new plan. No, they simply moved from one point on their supply curve to another point further up. Economists call this a movement along the curve. And this is the key. It's only caused by a change in price.
And I really can't stress this enough, that distinction is absolutely crucial. A movement along the curve happens only when the price itself changes. Now, if something else changed, say the price of flour suddenly went through the roof, that would be different. That would actually cause the entire curve to shift left or right. We'll get into that another time. But for today, the big takeaway is, price changes, you move along the curve.
All right, let's do a super quick recap of the main points. What do we learn? 1. Supply and price have a direct relationship. When one goes up, the other goes up. 2. It's all driven by that powerful profit incentive. 3. The classic picture of this is that upward sloping supply curve. And 4, and this is the big one, a change in price causes a movement along the curve.
So, at the end of the day, why does any of this matter? Well, because understanding the law of supply is like getting a pair of X-ray glasses for the business world. You can suddenly see the invisible logic that drives everything.
You can start to understand why some industries boom and others fade away, all by learning to read the powerful signals that price is sending out.
So, there you have it. That's the seller side of the story. But, any market is a two-way street, right? We've only looked at one side of the coin. And that leaves us with a really big question. What about the buyers? What's driving their side of the equation?